All right, so it's kind of sad. I was at the grocery store, and there's a lot of cards and celebrations about graduation. And then I remember this is the second graduation year that has been affected by the current events. But it reminded me of a lesson that I learned many, many years ago because of a scam that I tried to commit. I had graduated from college by this point. I had a friend who was in college, and he wanted me to cheat on his exam for him, take the exam for him. And in return, he was going to hook me up with a girl. And on the day of the exam, I went in and I quickly realized there was a problem. He needed to fill in the section of the course he was in, and he forgot to tell me about that. And I left it blank, thinking they'll figure it out. And I breezed my way through the exam. I made the mistake of doing the exam really quickly and wanting to get out of there. And had I just waited until the end of the exam, it might have played out a little bit differently. But so I turned in the exam like with about half an hour to spare, if I remember correctly, just because I had other things I wanted to do. That's all. And I thought I did very well. Now the problem is that the TA involved, he noticed that the section had not been filled out. He asked me, "Hey, what section?" And I tried to play it cool. "Oh, section D." And I made the mistake of choosing the one section that he taught, and he realized that he didn't recognize the name, he didn't recognize me. Just a coincidence. And now I'm panicking, and I rush out of the door. Long story short, the school got wind of it and asked me what was going on, and he ended up getting an F for the course. But it could have been a whole lot worse, because when they asked me why I had cheated for my friend, I told the truth. I told him that he was going to hook me up with a girl, and the school insisted that they thought that my friend had paid me to cheat for him, and so the school went after him and after me, and realized that it was the truth. I think they even questioned some of our friends and realized that this is the kind of behavior I engage in, that I want to meet up somebody to hook me up with a girl. And I think that's what allowed me to get off the hook so easily. The school felt sorry for me. Had I had a financial motive, that would have been a whole different story. But aside from the fact that we were doing something illegal, it really showed how little details that you forget often catch you off guard, right? I just had a situation not long ago competing at the Computer Olympiad. I had forgotten to, it's kind of hard for me to explain if the people watching are not programmers, but I had written the AI for the game of backgammon, but I had forgotten all to do much about the user interface. And so at the tournament, we were all panicking because if you entered the wrong move, you couldn't easily take it back, and you had to reprogram. Caused a huge amount of headache, which I could have avoided just by spending less than an hour programming some user interface. Just goes to show the importance of dotting your I's and crossing your T's. And also, it made me realize how stupid I was. Granted, we were doing something illegal, but how stupid I was for wanting, in exchange, somebody to hook me up with a girl, right? It just goes to, even the school didn't think that stuff had value in it. And basically, I think the reason I got off the hook was they basically thought, well, these are just two idiots who went for nothing, right? My friend ended up having to retake the class, and I think he got a decent grade the second time around. He would have needed to retake it anyway, just because he would have flunked the test, if I remember correctly. Anyways, that was almost 20 years ago. Now it's a good memory now looking back.